going to talk about path to wisdom. We have two circles here. One is our true nature, one is our consciousness. We all have the Buddha nature, just like all Buddha. It becomes diluted. Now it's the alaya consciousness, full of the ego, carrying us through reincarnation. Learning Buddhism is to help us become enlightened and return to our true self, the true suchness. This deluded consciousness is ignorance. There's actually no self. We are one with the universe. Everyone is conditioned arising and empty in their nature. We do not understand that. That's why we are ignorant and we don't know that the worldly dharma, all phenomena and existence are only creation of our mind. It's all illusion. Because we don't understand there's no self and no dharma, we are now in the dark room, in ignorance. We want to learn Buddhism to return to our true wisdom, the room full of light, shine with goodness and perfection. That's how we are originally. So all Mahayana Buddhism is trying to bring us back to our original nature, our original wisdom. This is the theory behind all 8 schools of Mahayana Buddhism. Understanding the theory is not enough. It's like we're reading the menu, we will not be full. We need to practice Buddhism. We practice 3 things. 1 is precepts, 2 is concentration, 3 is wisdom. First, the fundamental practice is to hold pure precepts. No killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, and no alcohol. Holding a precept will help us to become virtuous and wholesome. That way, when you meditate, the wisdom will come out. But without holding precepts, we won't be able to sit in meditation because our mind is filled with negative karma. But real holding precepts is not just these things that we do not do. Real precepts is to guard our 6 sense organs so it do not attach and grasp onto the 6 sense objects of the world. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind do not grab onto the sight, the sound, the smell, the taste, the touch, and the thoughts. Stop ourselves from clinging onto the external world. We will be working toward awakening. After we have precepts, we should meditate. There are 2 kinds of meditation: cessation meditation and insight meditation. Often you hear Samatha and Vipasyana. These 2, they go hand in hand. 1 is to stop our wandering thoughts so it's not full of clutter and this constant narrative. Our nature is the peaceful, quiet mind. Only when you quiet and rest your deluded consciousness can your true wisdom surface. We all have the wisdom. It's just that we have so much thought. We cannot think with clarity, with insight, mindfulness. So first thing we do is count our breathing. You sit down in the morning and start counting our breathing. Inhale, exhale, 1, inhale, exhale, 2, all the way up to 10. Repeat in a cycle. If you can do 1 through 10 without wandering thought, that's very good meditation already. Usually this will clear you from grabbing onto all your mental objects and your emotional feathers. Doesn't matter what's bothering you, just clear your mind and count your breathing. Relax and count. So breathing is really your best friend to bring yourself to the present moment. After you have been quieting your mind, you feel peace, then you should start doing insight meditation. Contemplate on the reality of this world, which is everything is empty in nature. It has no real substance. then you will bring out the true, wonderful, enlightened mind. Cessation and insight, they go hand in hand. One is to quiet our mind from wandering thoughts, and the other one is to have clarity, mindfulness. So we want to be quiet, but mindful. Stillness of the mind, but very, very clear. That is the true essence of our real existence. It says in the Lotus Sutra, Buddha himself dwelt in the great vehicle and in accord with the Dharma he has gained. He is adorned with the power of samadhi and wisdom. He used these to save living beings. Buddha is always dwelling in the great vehicle, one Buddha vehicle. We all have this perfect nature to begin with. That's our inherent self. So assume from the state, this is your inner state. Buddha always dwelt in this state. By practicing meditation himself, Buddha has gained samadhi and wisdom. When you practice with meditation, the result is samadhi, deep concentration, meditative absorption, and perfect wisdom. And that's what Buddha used to save all living beings. The key is to balance the two. For example, when you sit down to meditate, you're occupied with restlessness, irritation, lots of thoughts. You should start to count your breathing. Stop your wandering thoughts. If you are defeated by sleepiness, drowsiness, then you should probably start with insight meditation to wake you up. Start with a verse in Buddhism that you like, that will bring out clarity, your mindfulness of your true nature. Use some kind of dharma to wake yourself up. What you use during meditation is flexible. Use whatever that is most beneficial to you. I want to mention that some people, they can count their breathing and go into deep absorption very fast. But we have to make sure that we do not dwell in this quietness, thinking this is wisdom, because that is not the final resting place. So if you find yourself seduced by this quietness, that is still not the right cultivation. You have to bring yourself with Vipassana. Start having insight meditation. That way your mindfulness and clarity and wisdom will be refined. On the other hand, if you feel like you have lots of wisdom, you're very clear in your mind, but you're actually lacking in your deep concentration. It's like being in a dark room. You have a candle, but your hand is unstable, causing the flame to flicker. You should probably do some counting of the breathing. Calm your mind more. That way the candle will be still. You can see everything in the room clearly. So wisdom and concentration like two wings of a bird. When you count your breathing and you're very subtle in your mind, you should bring out this verse to go into deep, refined contemplation on this reality. All dharmas are unstable and insubstantial. However, the mind is constantly attached to them. Only those who see through the empty nature of all things will be free from thoughts and perception. All things are impermanent, therefore unreliable. Our problem is the mind is constantly attached to them. That's our ignorance. We're attached to what we see, what we hear, our life situation. We think they're real. That's why we have so much emotional feathers. But it's all unnecessary. If you can just see, they are unstable and insubstantial. They are illusory in nature. Only condition arising, nothing is worth disturbing our peace of mind. However, the mind is constantly attached to them. Only those who see through the empty nature of all things will be free from thoughts and perception. We have to see through and let go of our attachment to all dharma because they are unreliable. If you always attach to outer experience, external conditions, you will only live a very frustrated existence because your mind, emotion is determined by external factors. You will live a very unpeaceful life. But if you can bring it inward toward this truth that you want to be enlightened, not disturbed by the outside world and the clusters of your mind, the narrative of this deluded consciousness, you know you can be quiet in your mind. Assume the state, then you can live in this present moment, mindfulness all the time. Every moment you are enlightened, awakened being. So see through, realize, have epiphany of this emptiness, the true nature of all things. Then we can really be free from thinking. Do you know how great it is to be free from thoughts, perception? If you can quiet your mind, your wisdom will naturally surface because that's your original self. We can all be free from thoughts. It's actually very easy. Just count your breathing, 1 through 10, 1 through 10. How hard is that? Then you can quiet your mind and have insight, and then you contemplate on this. Then you will reach the fundamental non-conceptual knowledge, which you will turn your deluded consciousness into perfect wisdom, your true nature. That's how we practice Buddhism. So you have practice, you have understanding. Understanding and practice must go hand in hand in order for you to have fruition in your cultivation. So it's very important that we meditate. Lastly, I want to share with you this cessation meditation and insight meditation is not only when you are sitting down in the official meditation mode. You actually need to do this 24 hours a day in your daily lives. When you are having anxiety, stress, or anger, you start counting your breathing. Calm yourself. This is all illusory, nothing to get angry about. Bring yourself to your true essence. And then contemplate all dharmas are unstable and insubstantial. This is not real. It's only a situation in the dream. I just had to wake up from this dream that nothing is a problem. So in your daily lives, you should do Samatha and Vipasyana all the time. Be mindful, know the truth, and be calm. That way, you will really start living an awakened life. You are no longer dependent on outside factors to make you happy, you have peace of mind. There was a Zen master, he read the Lotus Sutra. There was a very famous line. It says, all dharmas from their origin are ever marked by still extinction. So emptiness, that's the origin of everything. But the Zen master could not understand this verse. He kept pondering upon it. He could not understand it for the life of him. Every day he's thinking about this issue. Finally, one spring day, he heard the yellow oriole sing. He had epiphany. Then he said, all dharmas from their origin are ever marked by still extinction. Yet when spring arrives, 100 flowers bloom, and the yellow orioles sing upon the willow trees. He understands what is cessation. We have the 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn, and winter. You do not have to force it to come. It is what it is. Naturally. That's how everything functions in conditions. So you don't really need thoughts, discrimination, thinking mind to make anything happen. He realized from the singing of the orioles, he had epiphany. Oh, everything's really empty. That's why we have the birds singing. The flowers bloom naturally. So he was truly awakened. Contemplate on this insight, profound emptiness. You will see the true wisdom of your own Buddha nature. So that's the class for today. Thank you so much for listening. Best wishes, Amitabha.